Hello guys, this is Terry from Genkigamingtv coming back at you with another One Piece video, and this video is thanks to Aiden Murphy, a YouTube user who gave me this idea. He actually DM'd me on Discord saying something to the account of the factory in Wano. It's kind of like your liquid iron, or idea for the liquid iron and liquid based weapons, and he wanted me to expand a little bit more on this. So to expand on this, we have to kind of step back in time a little bit, ignoring One Piece here for just a moment and just running back to Japan itself. Basically, the Japanese steel industry in general, it didn't really start until the early 1900s, like the mass production of steel and iron items, or the iron and steel items, such as stuff used by the shipbuilding industry, the automobile industry, the industrial machinery industry, and other industries that use iron, steel, copper, and other metals in their goods. Things as simple as wires, simple things like even rubber-based stuff is kind of paradigmed here for just the moment. And these industries were basically pushing out heavy numbers between the early 1900s and about 1945 during that period of time. And as we know, stuff wasn't as well regulated, and even the steel industry in Japan actually goes back 50 years further to 1850, and basically like 93.3 million tons of crude steel production was basically virtually nothing to that. So it was like the third largest at that point in time. So the whole process of developing steel involves a lot of heat, coal, iron, wood in some situations, to basically keep your furnaces, your kilns, your forges going to a certain degree, depending upon how everything was actually being pushed and developed. And now we're going to sidestep to Wano. That big factory is pushing out probably liquid steel, liquid iron weapons, liquid metal, guns, swords, naginatas, or pole arms, metal beams, ship parts, even some Smile related stuff. Even though the main Smile factory was on Dressrosa, it doesn't mean that this factory on Wano can serve multiple purposes. What we're getting to is we're stepping to another paradigm. In Tokyo, or running through Tokyo, was one of the world's most polluted rivers, the Yasegawa River, which was at some point like 73% polluted, and that was from domestic wastewater. And you're asking me, what is domestic wastewater? It's like waste, refuge. It can be anywhere from industrial refuge to human waste, to waste such as garbage and rubbish, to actual disgusting stuff. And it was all draining into this river to a certain degree, from what I'm understanding. This sounds very similar to the situation that's occurring in Wano. And there's actually an activity checklist online via PDF, a PDF file for the polluted river. well, not to pollute the river. Basically using any filters or drainage areas in kitchens or baths, not to cook excessive amount of meals or to throw out leftovers. Basically managing consumables like vegetable oils, frying oils, even paper and waste cloth. Use the water you wash your rice with to feed your plants. Use soap that's actually good for the environment. And do not illegally dump things into the river. Basically, all of this trickles down to Tama getting sick. Because similar things has occurred when people drank from this polluted river. And basically what happened was it took, I believe, 20 years for the Asagawa River to be cleaned up. Yeah, it either took 10 or 20 years for it to become clear and clean due to all of the refuge and domestic waste being dumped into it from the factories, from like different drainage areas. It was not good whatsoever, and there's like pictures of it online. And I'm gonna include pictures of it, and I've gotta find good ones because it was horrible. It was to the point where it kinda seemed like the water was murky and not good looking. I can't seem to find the pictures that I originally found. Probably because of everything being so thoroughly cleaned up. Because everyone just kind of shipped in and did their part. Like, citizens around. Like, you see these situations happening in places like India and some third world countries, as well as the US, where rivers were just like kind of drainage cut off places for different towns. And I can't seem to find the picture that I actually saw earlier of the river being very polluted. But basically what was happening was like trash, industrial runoff was all mixing in with the water, causing people to get sick, causing fish to get sick, and causing all sorts of different environmental effects, until they just decided, we are going to clean up and straighten up everything. It's as simple as Otama getting sick, and basically that sickness causing her issues. I believe that this is all basically stemming down from the fact that the Shogun, Kaidou, they're engineering chemical weapons and other weapons, and maybe even some more smile devil fruits, and all of the pollution or the byproduct that is not the devil fruits and the weapons is being poured directly into the river, and that river is flushing everything throughout the town. Well, throughout the region of Wano, like the island itself, causing the wasteland-like effect to develop. And I am annoyed that I can't find the picture of the river being all polluted, but that's fine. What I'm basically going to do is, we'll take pictures from the manga itself. So that's kind of been it for this theory. I could go into more detail about like the murkiness of the water being contributed to it being a byproduct of coal, iron, steel, and copper production. But that is in itself what is basically occurring in this situation. Basically, the factory most likely has some drainage pipes dipping into that river, and it's causing so many issues for like the normal people living in the leftover towns and in other areas throughout Wano that are not part of the big Shogun city. So that's been it for this particular video. I want to thank you guys for your time. If you enjoyed the music playing in the background, it was created by my friend Lucas Diamond. Please check out his channel, a link will be down in the bottom below. And like always, stay wonderful, guys. Bye for now.